With creeks and rivers here in Tasmania beginning to swell and the cooler months flushing me out of my gold-bearing rivers, it was time to tick a goal off my list I've had for a very long time. That goal is to try sniping gold on mainland Australia. There's no doubt I've had it very good in Tasmania of recent times, and when it comes to the gold, it's been very hard to leave this little island with the success that I've had. Believe it or not, Tasmania has a bit of a poor reputation for gold, mainland Australia having a more powerful reputation even on a global scale. So the curiosity has always been there. How would I take my current skills and knowledge for prospecting here in Tassie, and how would it play out for me if I took that knowledge to the land of Oz? Just pulling into Geelong on the Spirit of Tassie. Going to be hitting the mainland up very soon, and it's a glorious day out there. Don't even know where I parked my car. I'll be that guy that holds everybody up. Found the car pretty quick actually. I surprised myself.
Meters. Keep right to stay on Metropolitan Ring Road, Western Ring Road.
I'm a country boy that had almost spent his entire summer in the bush, and I'd landed myself in the chaotic noise of inner city living. I drove like never before, and soon enough got myself in a more familiar setting and pulled into a caravan park for my first night. I've been bush so much this summer, the only thing I knew was to set up tent on an unpowered site and do it like I always do. Pulled into the young caravan park for the night. By the looks of it, there's a pool. Might jump in the pool. So after executing a session of water aerobics spurred on by boredom and the lack of physical activity from driving, I had myself an awesome pub meal and retreated to the tent for a good night's sleep to prepare myself for my first gold sniping mission on the Big Island. Alright, so I've just gotten up early, about 3 AM, and I've left the town of Young. Woke up a bit early and yeah, a bit excited to hit the road and get to the locations that I want to start searching about. A little bit of anxiety too, because I'm starting to realise that this country's a heck of a lot bigger than what I'm used to at home. You do 3 or 4 hours of driving back in Tassie and you're at one end of the island to the other, so yeah, I'm realising the distances in between everything here, and I've got places that I want to check out, so just hitting the road early. Hopefully we have a good day and we find a bit of adventure out there. First location that I want to go sniping and try out up in New South Wales. I've just noticed as I've been driving some of these roads, the geology is shifting and I'm seeing more of what I would expect to see in a gold bearing area. So I'm seeing that shift in geology as I'm driving through, and yeah, it's got me a bit excited actually. Can't wait to get there. Okay, I've just arrived at the location. I'd be lying if I told you it was remote. I actually drove past some people that were panning on the way in. It's a pretty well-known spot. Gold's been found here historically. They were panning though. Hopefully too many haven't sniped. I'm going to get my wetsuit on and jump in before I cook. It's absolutely hot as today. This Tasmanian's not used to the heat. Different sounds that I'm not used to here. Summer suit. I don't think I'm going to need the hood, to be honest. I might not even need this wetsuit. I don't think it's ever been easier to get to a river. Not tiger snakes up here I've got to worry about. It'll be probably king browns and that sort of thing. What a foreign place. Oh, that water. Expected it to be freezing. Straight onto bedrock right here, so crazy. Actually looks like someone might have had a scratch here. Oh yeah, someone's left their shovel. I didn't need this one. It's so warm, that's ridiculous. Guess what? I can see my first couple of pieces of mainland gold. They're only small, but they're stuck in little crevices. I couldn't believe that I'd landed myself on gold almost instantaneously. I was now like a kid in a candy store. Can't believe me mate up here is messaging me while I'm getting these bits of gold. This is ridiculous. You mainlanders have got reception in these places. Wherever there was gold, there was a heap of lead as well. Mainly lead shot, and I did my part to clean up some of it. It was the perfect type of bedrock that I look for when I'm at home, and there was plenty of gold hiding underneath. The lack of flow in this river made the water a little bit murky, but taking my time, I was still able to work. I couldn't believe my eyes. After 10 minutes in, this is the piece that I found, a nice chunk of gold. Can't believe this, just one little crevice. It's running parallel with the river of all things, and yeah, it got good gold in it. Got that little, I reckon it's about a 0.3 gram piece, so unreal. And you can see the light patch just here. I've only cleared one little bit of bedrock, and that's how much gold's come out of it. There was a lot of gold, but there was also a lot of lead, and I just kept that snuffer bottle working hard. Another thing that caught my eye was the different fish life swimming about the place, as well as some more familiar critters that, although were a slightly different variety, were just as curious as ever. Heck yeah, another nice piece. I've worked this section of bedrock for about an hour now. Cleaned up right across there. There was a big gully in there and a little crack that had that maybe 0.3 gram piece running up that way. I'm excited to keep moving upstream on this river and do a bit of exploring, because if it can come that easy, who knows what else could be here. Just looking for some more bedrock now. So lots of big alluvial flats through here. Be a lot of gold sitting down under all this. I think I found a bit of a ledge that's virgin ground. It looks like it's got a lot of sediment that's been sitting there for a lot of years, so hopefully this little spot pays off. There's a heap of overburdened gravel, but yeah, looking good at this stage. And it did begin to pay off, and there were nice little pickers one after the other, and I was absolutely loving the time spent in this beautiful warm water. Another thing that was unique about this location is that the gold was trapped in the gravels. It's rare for me to see this. In Tasmania, the gold is generally right down on the bedrock. This meant I'd need to be a little lighter working through these gravels. Righto, a couple of nice pieces there. Just one big pocket that hadn't been touched, which was good. A lot of bedrock, but a lot of it's been worked by other people. It's just finding those spots that haven't been touched. Slime monster. Been a lot of erosion here from the last flood. As the day went on, there was a bit of a cooling period, where I didn't really find much. A cooling period on the gold, but not necessarily the weather. But as the sun was starting to go down, I got back on to another nice little patch. I'm finding really good gold in behind this big slab of bedrock you can see here. It's sticking out. It's an awesome drop-off point, but it's created an eddy back here and it's just so cloudy to work in. It is getting late as well, but I'm going to keep going with it for a bit longer and see if we can scratch a bit more, because some of the best pieces have been right in here at the end of the day. The sun poked through the trees for one last time, which was great because I was still finding nice pieces of gold. Just this tiny crack here that piece come out of. There were some bigger chunks of gold mixed in amongst these gravels, as well as a lot more lead. It was a little bit sad to see just how much lead and rubbish has collected in this old gold-bearing river. If you've enjoyed today's video, please remember to hit that like button for me. And if you could, drop a comment below. Those comments help YouTube to recommend the video to other viewers. I came across a really brown, rusty looking deposit in the bedrock, but this wasn't uncommon. This is what old relics do when they've been sitting in amongst the gravels for hundreds of years. An old timer's relic, I'd say. Pretty cool. In amongst all the old lead, junk and relics, there was still plenty of gold being found, but the visibility was deteriorating fast as I worked my way closer and closer to the bank of the river. But as I began to find small nuggets, there was no way that I would stop now. This one seemed to keep wanting to run away, but I did eventually get hold of him. Cool. Not sure if that's a part of a horseshoe. I think it might be like, might be the end of a crescent hook or something, an old school one. I come back to this big ledge that I was working before. The water's cleared up now, well, until I just got here again, and there's a little nugget just sitting there that I'd missed because of the dirty water. I'd completely missed the largest piece of gold for the day due to this murky water. After returning when the water had cleared, I was lucky enough to spot it and get it up into that snuffer. Okay, well, it's late as you can see. Moon's out up there somewhere. Yeah, what an awesome little adventure in a new part of the world. Completely different experience here in New South Wales. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the warm water. I don't know how anyone sniping here can get out when it's that warm. But yeah, it was beautiful. But I'm going to head back to camp. I've got to set up camp and I'm going to stay here the night. I'm not going to be here tomorrow though. I'm going to be heading to meet a mate further down the road, and yeah, he's going to take me to one of his spots, so that should be a good time, so make sure you stick around for that. Three massive kangaroos just jumped up that bank, but didn't grab them in time. place I stayed last night had really strange like bug sounds and yeah, all insects and that, whereas tonight it's just like crickets and very similar to home. I need maximum ventilation. Just downloading today's footage. I've been a PC user my whole life, and I just recently made the switch over to Mac. So far it's been good. Don't know what all the hype is though. Just airdropping the iPhone footage. Beautiful night. Just perfectly still. Beautiful sunset there was too. So I'm back home in Tassie. Somehow I have managed to lose some of the footage that I had of that trip to that river. And when I got back to camp, I threw the gold in the pan and panned out all the concentrates. Somehow I've lost that footage. I've checked all my SD cards, but I can't seem to find it. But anyway, I haven't lost the gold. We've still got the gold here with us. So we're going to take a closer look at it, see what it looks like, and see what it weighs. It's a bit of a milestone for me because this is the first gold that I have sniped outside of Tasmania. Still a little bit of black sand in there. I've already taken out all the lead that you guys see me collecting. This gold's much coarser than a lot of the stuff I find, and that might be why I was finding it up in the gravels. It's fairly fresh deposit, just running off the hills perhaps. These are the bigger pieces, and you can see just how coarse some of that is. It really hasn't travelled far at all. It's definitely a river of pickers. I don't think I'd call any of these nuggets. Yeah, they got some size to them. They're nice pieces. I'll try and get some more of that black sand out of there too. Go some of the bigger pieces. 0.4. Quarter grammer. 0.35. A lot of these will be just under half a gram for sure. Another quarter gram piece. Another quarter gram, so most of them are around 0.2 or 0.3 of a gram. And for the grand finale, $5.44. I'm absolutely stoked with that for my first time sniping on the mainland. That's a good day for me anywhere.